Ever since we passed Zelda's 35th anniversary date with no news on the highly speculated Zelda All-Stars collection, tension has been flying high within the Zelda and Nintendo community. Everyone wanted a dedicated Zelda Direct to happen, and although that's still technically possible, it seems more likely that we'll get individual announcements or announcements part of a more general Direct for any news regarding Zelda from here on out. The latest speculation brings us the rumor that Ocarina of Time HD will be making its way to the Switch soon. But before we get into today's video, we just wanted to extend another thank you to all of you that have supported us from the beginning, and to all of our new subscribers as we now have reached over 1,000. This is incredible and we can't thank you enough. We also have to announce the Skyward Sword HD giveaway winner. We took all the eligible participants, assigned them a number, and used a random number generator to pick the winner. The winner of this giveaway is Slam Dolphin. Congrats to Mr. Dolphin, we had already sent him his copy of the game and we hope you enjoy it. We also have more news coming at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. With all of that out of the way, let's get into this week's video. We're coming up on 6 months since Zelda's anniversary date, and with no news regarding any upcoming games or celebration events, it seems very unlikely that there will be a Zelda Direct or any kind of Zelda collection. But hope for a new Zelda port coming this year or next isn't completely lost. Lately, it's been highly speculated and rumored that the next Legend of Zelda game to make its way to Switch will be Ocarina of Time. It's unclear if this would be just a port or if it would be a remaster, but it's possible either way. Ocarina of Time was remade 10 years ago for 3DS under the name Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D, so it's possible that they port this version of the game over to Switch since there wouldn't be too much to improve on, maybe just adding a free camera since every other remastered 3D Zelda game has one at this point. It seems unlikely that Nintendo would port over the original version of Ocarina of Time, considering that many people would be reluctant to spend full price on a re-release of the original game. It's also possible that the N64 and its library of games makes its way to the Switch soon, so if that happens, we could just see Ocarina of Time on there. We just did a video on the likelihood that N64 games comes to Switch Online, so check that out if you haven't already. It's seemingly most likely that Ocarina of Time will be remastered again, possibly in a new style, or the 3D version from the 3DS will be ported over in a higher res to become Ocarina of Time HD. As it stands now, it seems like the highest possibility for Ocarina of Time to make its way to Switch will be the 3DS version getting ported over. But what if Nintendo was completely remaking this game in a newer, more realistic style? This would surely be worth full price and would offer something that the other 3D Zelda game remasters haven't had yet. All 3D Zeldas that have been remastered were just ported over in high definition, unlike Link's Awakening from 2019, which got special treatment as a whole new style. If there's any Zelda game that deserves to be fully remade, it's definitely Ocarina of Time, not only because it's considered to be one of, if not the best Zelda game, but also because it's very important to the timeline between Skyward Sword and Breath of the Wild. Nintendo likes to say one thing and do another, and if there's anything we have learned about taking Nintendo's word when it comes to Zelda remasters, it's that we shouldn't. Considering that they had stated in 2018 that they have no plans to bring Skyward Sword to Switch, why should we listen when they say they have nothing else planned for Zelda at this time? As we had stated in our last video regarding Zelda's 35th anniversary, just because they say they don't have any plans for the anniversary doesn't mean they don't have any plans for Zelda that technically won't be linked to the anniversary. One of these could be Ocarina of Time for the Switch. With that in mind, how likely is it and what evidence is there to support the claim that Ocarina of Time could be coming to the Nintendo Switch this year or next? Well, just last year, Nintendo had renewed their trademark for Ocarina of Time amongst some other older 3D Zelda titles, possibly in anticipation of remaking or re-releasing these titles for Switch. We've seen them pull this move before, and what better way to make fans lose their mind than to randomly announce that a remake of Ocarina of Time is coming to Switch. We've heard and seen that out of all the past 3D Zelda titles, this is the one most likely to be released within the next year or so. If Breath of the Wild 2 is slated to come out in March, it's definitely possible that Ocarina of Time HD could come out in December or January, but if Breath of the Wild 2 is actually slated for later in the year, around October to December, then Ocarina of Time HD could definitely release in Q1 of 2022. With this in mind, let's hope that a Nintendo Direct happens in late September or early October, and that we see Ocarina of Time HD get announced. Considering that a Nintendo Direct for later this year is likely, it's probably going to focus on the games coming out the remainder of this year, as well as the announcements for games coming into Q1 of 2022. If Ocarina of Time HD is part of this, it will surely blow the Nintendo community away and fill the void the missing Zelda Anniversary Celebration left. Thank you all for watching today's video, and thank you again for all the support over the last 10 months to help our channel reach 1,000 subs. As we had stated in a previous video, we will definitely now be giving away a Nintendo Switch OLED model to one lucky winner, since we hit this number before September. We're still ironing out the details of this giveaway, so bear with us and stay tuned for more news on that. Thank you all again for joining us for this week's video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment your thoughts on all this, and we'll see you all in the next one.